Ladies and gentlemen, the inmates in New York are suing because they're locking them down during the eclipse. And many of the inmates want to see the eclipse. I don't see what the big deal is. Let them see the eclipse. So let's get into it. New York inmates are suing the state over its plan to lock down prisons during next week's solar eclipse, alleging that in barring them from viewing the rare phenomena, the corrections department is stripping them of their constitutional right to exercise their religion. The six plaintiffs in a class action lawsuit filed Friday, who are Christian, Muslim, atheists, are asking the judge to allow them to see this event, arguing that it has religious significance. Some said that it is critical to their practice of their faith because the Bible describes the sun going dark during the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, because Muslims perform a special prayer upon the eclipse, and because it is important to, some are saying that they do a spiritual offering during that time. So watching the eclipse with the people I know here is a way for me to feel closer to God. All right, so this is a Protestant inmate. So New York court is against the top leaders. So this filing is against the top leaders of New York Department of Correction and Community Supervision. So Monday's total solar eclipse, the second in the United States in 7 years, the first one in New York nearly a century ago. So, wow, okay. It has caused a fury of excitement nationwide. More than 31 million people will be able to see the eclipse outside of their home as the sky suddenly cools and goes dark. Birds fall silent and nocturnal animals begin to stir. And, that I can see happening because they said some of the animals that usually come out or they're more active at night may get confused. And that's true. I mean, but, once the daylight comes, they know what to do. So millions more plan to travel to see firsthand, fueling a small spending boom and a potential path of gridlock across the country. Those incarcerated in the Woodburn Correctional Facility in New York say they should be allowed to view it too. They filed a suit Friday saying that what they're trying to do is lock them down in their housing units between 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the 8th of April and prohibit them from watching the eclipse in the yard, citing safety concerns. Religious freedom is at the heart of not only our Constitution, but our shared humanity. This is one of the inmates' attorneys, Madeline Bird. This is what she said in a statement. This historic eclipse is religiously significant to people of many different faiths. And we are fighting for everyone to have the right to observe it. So Thomas Maley said he was banned from, they said it was for safety reasons on why they're not allowing the inmates to see this. So he did not elaborate on the reasoning behind the decision. The department will provide solar eclipse sunglasses for its staff and inmates in case they can view the eclipse from their assigned work locations or housing units. The department also suspend visitation that day of the eclipse to make sure visitors and staff are not stuck in traffic, otherwise stranded. The court ordered the department to respond to the complaint by Thursday evening. The plaintiff must reply the next morning. The case could be resolved as early as Friday, according to Madeline Bird. So the Washington Post said it would need to resolve within a few days to give the plaintiffs a chance to see the eclipse. So in January, before the lockdown was announced, the plaintiff said that they recognized the eclipse as a religious event on March 5th. He was told his request had been granted and that the facility would buy him viewing glasses to watch the eclipse. So I guess they went back on their word and announced a lockdown. So, some inmates, really depending on where they're housed, they won't see it at all, you know. And if they're not facing in a certain direction, they probably won't see it. They may see it get dark though, but they may not see the eclipse from their cell. So, y'all, I mean, I can understand them saying it's a safety issue, but you would think they would try to find a way so that these inmates could see it in some kind of way or whatever facility they're in. But right now, they are fighting for their right just to watch an eclipse. Look at how much they take away from you. Me, my mind is always wondering how many are in there that didn't commit a crime because they are notorious for doing that, throwing you in there and no crime even happened. So they're saying, in order for it to be part of religious freedom, the plaintiff just need to show that this is a sincere religious belief. The fact that you have multiple plaintiffs from multiple different religious traditions lends credence to the sincerity. In written statements to the court, the plaintiffs lay out their individual religious reasons and argue that it is important to see the eclipse with other people of faith. So we shall see, and they're also talking about the Holy Quran, and, they want to have the ability to, have their Quran and view the eclipse. So the plaintiffs also questioned the prison's basis for rejecting their request to view the eclipse. In a memo from the Corrections Department filed with the lawsuit, the prison administrator denied one inmate request, citing a policy that incarcerated people can only observe holy days of their designated religion. The department's holy day calendar does not include the solar eclipse. The inmates practicing Islam. This is what they were told. I don't understand why a calendar made by the Department of Corrections, who is not able to say what is or what is not holy to me. Another member said the eclipse is an opportunity to partake in a rare religious experience that will bring blessings and help me reach my religious goals. That's what one inmate said. And another said, I believe that being able to see all of these forces come together is very important. One which I have never seen or been able to see before, and which will not be available again for a very long time. So, this inmate is a 7-day Adventist. Well, that's one thing I did not hear about, y'all. I didn't hear about any incarcerated detention centers or prisons or jails that are going to permit their inmates to view the solar eclipse. This is really the first story I have ever seen about it so far. And I know this is a whole different subject matter, but I know a lot more schools are closing. It started out just a few states, but it's more now where they're going to allow the children to be out of school so that they can view the eclipse as well. But y'all tell me what you think about this video. I mean, I know we forget about the inmates on many occasions, but do you think they should be able to see this eclipse? Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.